What is up, guys? In today's video we have an inside the mind style video. I'm going to walk you through my thoughts and decisions as I play in Fortnite Zero Build. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, find it helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like some more, comment down below what you think of the Overwatch update, and if you guys would like to use my code in the shop when getting anything, it is Evolve Jake, just like my channel name is, and it is underneath the webcam at all times. So I'm going to be landing Riptides this game because it was the first POI, and I have landed here for one of these videos already this season, but so much has been changed and overhauled for Zero Build with the most recent Overwatch update, so I think that the video will be very different, even though this is somewhere that I've already landed. So unfortunately we don't get much loot here, but this place has the pizza, which is still just the best healing item in my opinion. The staff, I feel like everybody has a higher opinion of than me. I feel like I need to play around more with it, but as far as just in-fight healing and how fast you can heal, I feel like pizza is still far and away the best. One of the early game changes that you just saw was the glider freefall. So now you're no longer stuck in glider lock, and you can detach from your glider and freefall, but you're not stuck free falling. You can, reattach from your glider and kind of catch yourself. And learning that mechanic to kind of get the best landing you can get, I think is something that you definitely want to get in the habit of. I just try to drop, as close to the ground as I can and then catch myself. But everything is still very new, so I, definitely don't understand things as well as I probably will in, several weeks or months. But the landing is completely different, and so it is a new skill to learn for sure. And people are definitely going to come up with some crazy new landing strategies because of that. And that's like a lot of what these changes kind of offer, is a lot of new kind of strategies or way you kind of have to like change up your gameplay, and some of it might be simple and some of it might be a bit harder. So like one thing that is very simple is the fact that you have a limited sprint with your pickaxe out, and so if I'm ever just like sprinting and I don't really expect danger, like right now I've already kind of cleared the POI, I'm just gonna be running with my pickaxe out to try to get through everything as fast as possible. And not only is this gonna help you get things done as fast as possible, which is great, but it also reduces your chances of getting caught off guard without sprint, which is really a big deal. Because in a lot of fights, if you were just running around, trying to loot, or just running around trying to travel, and then a fight started happening and you didn't have stamina, that would be really problematic. So I think the downside of having your pickaxe out is not as big of a deal as the downside of like a fight starting where you have no stamina. So if I'm not actively in a fight, I kind of want to have my pickaxe out as much as I can now. I think we just got the new Tracer Overwatch pistols. I don't really like these too much as a weapon, but as far as being a mobility item goes, they're incredible. You have these dashes that you can kind of execute, and if you look up when you do it, you do go decently far, and then you can kind of chain that movement into a bunny hop by like jumping and sliding after you land. The dashes themselves don't recharge unless you have the pistols out though, which is kind of unfortunate. It can create situations where, like right here, I haven't had them for very long and I've been using it the entire time to travel. And so I never really built up dashes. But it can also create a situation where like you use them all to travel, get in a fight, start fighting, and then try to go back to them, and then they're just like not ready to use. So if you're going to be using these, try to make a conscious effort to like keep your pistols charged up, and then like swap to the other items. Like you want them to have 3 dashes ready to go at all times. You don't want to swap to it and have nothing, especially if it's kind of your I don't know how to describe it, like bailout mobility, I guess. The mobility item you go to when you're getting shot or caught off guard, or like you really need to reposition. For me, a lot of times that's been the Tracer pistols on this update, and if you swap to them and they're just not ready to go, then you're probably gone. I'm stubborn and don't want to buy the mythic gloves for 100 or however much it is. I do like the gloves and the pistols together though. I feel like as far as fighting mobility goes, the gloves are still the thing I want most. Like this fight here, everything would have been a lot easier if I had the gloves, because I would have just walked up here and then uppercutted and then got to the roof before him. But instead I had to like swap to the overdrive nades because I didn't have gloves yet. And unfortunately it doesn't seem like there's any gloves here. And I still feel stubborn and don't want to buy them. But yeah, so far I think I've preferred using the pistols and the gloves, and then kind of ditching the overdrive nades. But the overdrive nades are good too. And there are some fights where like the shockwave style movement item is just far and away the best choice. Like, it's just perfect in certain situations. And so typically, like, dropping the overdrive nades for the tracer pistols, that would maybe be something that I miss out on in very specific moments. But the fact that we have the shockwave pocket item is also kind of helpful to fix that problem. If it's a fight where I really want a shockwave style movement rather than the glove or the tracer pistols, then we can just make that happen. The pocket item also really helps in early game. It didn't happen this game. You get it about a minute into the match, so sometimes it might not be available. But in those moments where you just happen to get no mobility off spawn and like fights are happening, you know, if your pocket item is ready to go, you can kind of shockwave out of there and reposition. And I've had a few games where I die having no mobility off spawn, where like had I thought to switch to the pocket item, I would have made things a lot better for myself. But I just like wasn't used to thinking about it as much. You don't get like repeated spam mobility out of it, but a lot of times, especially off spawn, just like one reposition can be incredibly helpful. This is an AI. This one is not an AI. Don't really see them though. There was shots here. I'm gonna get up on the roof. Like, this would be a fight where I would rather have a shockwave style mobility item than the gloves or the tracer pistols, and so we could just pull out our pocket shockwave and then go for it. I maybe could have tracer pistoled onto him as well, but they're not as good, I feel like, if you want to like shoot people in the sky. Like, I want to shockwave and then swap to my gun and then immediately start getting shots on that guy, you know, like those style pushes. You can maybe make that happen with the tracer gun. I don't know. I haven't like tried to swap after dashing. It just feels very perfect with the shockwave, and the amount of time you get in air like works really well for me in those situations, so still rather have that. Yeah, I guess it works, but you're faster using the tracer gun than shockwaves, I feel like. I only got like one burst off before I really got on him. We can grab another bounty. Oh, never mind. Someone will get a bounty on me. I really don't like fighting in Dark Dominion, but hopefully we can maybe pull this guy over to the edge. Since he got a bounty on me, he might be like somewhat eager to fight, but that's not always the case with Fortnite players. I feel like a lot of times people get bounties on you and then just want nothing to do with fighting you. Especially like they see your rivalry status under your name, so this guy knows I've done 1,000 bounties. I might like make some people play more passive than they otherwise would have. I'm gonna try to go third party this because I don't think my bounty's coming out of Dark Dominion. And if he does know that I coded third party this and then try to third party me, then that'll work. We can get him out of there that way. Oh, that was weird. That's not what I wanted to do at all. I accidentally hit the rewind button. I thought he rewound. Like, I got there and then like his NPC or something was despawning and it like very much confused me. Because there is like a blue like kind of particle effect when they rewind. Need to recharge these dashes. In this bush? Nope. Shots up there. This car's kind of shambles. Still see nothing on that bounty. These people are in the spots where I really don't want to fight people. I don't want to force a fight going into Dark Dominion. And then same with the guy in that castle. There might be somebody in this bush. There's loot there. Nope. Rifted behind me in the snow. This bounty moved out of Dark Dominion. Trying to always leave one dash up for when I find him. Guessing he went into one of these bushes. Nope. Where is this man at? Oh, well, we have to recharge them. Like, this is where things are potentially bad for me. Because I used all my dashes on the pistols just searching for this guy and then didn't recharge them. And so now, if I start forcing fights without recharging them, I might, like, later go to them in a fight and just have it not ready to use. Okay. And use a shockwave. And then probably glove uppercut. And then burst him. He rewound. That's awkward then. That was such a scuffed fight. Like, everything just felt wrong the entire fight. At one point, he rewound for no reason and then just went back in my face. I think if I had the burst out, like, ready to go there, he would have been a free kill, but it just kept needing to be reloaded. I hadn't reloaded at all. And that's like, I've seen a few people, obviously it's a new item, so people aren't like perfectly used to it yet, but I've seen a few people just like seemingly panic use the rewind in situations where like it wasn't helpful at all. Like, he had just used it and not traveled really far at all since he last used it, so I don't really know where he thought he was gonna go. Maybe to like right behind me. But it's also possible he just didn't even mean to do that. Like I did earlier, I accidentally hit my aim down sight button. Like, the triggers are very sensitive on my controller. Three people left. Just fought over here. And then someone rifted. So I assume the rifter is going to go third party that. I forgot to ping the map where the crown was, but probably somewhere over there because they just had an NPC skin. I see the Medmez bomb. We could use that and the staff at the same time to just heal really quick. And then save the pizza. I'm in storm, but it's fine. Okay. I'm gonna go for shots and then maybe... Ready then? I think he went into this bush. And I not reloaded, because why would I? GG's. My initial plan when I shockwaved there was I was gonna shockwave and then look for shots in the sky. And if things went south for me, I was gonna like rewind away using the pistols. And I was like pretty certain if that fight happened like quickly, that when I rewound away, I would go back to like where I was on that little like piece of cover. And then we would have been all good. But yeah, that guy shockwave to a bush as I shockwaved at him. And then we could just like double tracer dash into the bush and uppercut him out. And then it's a very weird fight for him to play. That guy didn't seem to be the greatest. But that is going to be it for this video. As always, if you guys did find this to be helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you would like to see more. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.